1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to my channel.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Glad to see you. Been a couple days. I hope you guys are doing good today. Something a little different. Rubik's Cube. So I just thought I'd try the Rubik's Cube today because I got some new equipment and just kind of trying it out. So I figured this would be a perfect video to give it a shot on. So if you ever wanted to learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube, hopefully this will help. So let's waste no more time. Let's go ahead and get it started. Let's start with the cross. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for this. I'm going to show you how to get that by scrambling this up and this. Okay. And what you're going to do is just going to look around the cube. If you happen to have one that's already up there, just look at the side. You want it to match with these edge pieces. Need to match with these center pieces. So simply move so that matches. So now we have a white piece but a red. So what we can do then is just turn here and go up and over. So you got orange, red. And do the same thing here. Well, this green piece needs to go here, so you can just 1, 2, boom, 1, 2. And this blue piece can go here. Of course, it's on the bottom. You can always just go like 1, 2. Again, intuitive. There's really not a lot to go into there. So that's step one to get this cross. So now we have to get the corners. 2, 3, 4. Now you see this is a white here, but you also see it doesn't match. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. We're going to pull this down, get it out of the way, and just put it right back up. That's the way I look at it. So now this piece here, I can kind of just turn it around and say, hey, I want this piece to go here. So you put it directly under so that the top face is facing you, the top color is facing you like this. And make sure this color is the same. And of course, it will, if this and these match, this will match, and it does. So, simple. Move that out of the way, turn this down, move it back in the way, and turn it up. All you're doing is replacing it. It's as simple as that, and you're doing that for all of them. So, again, so we have white, red, and it's in front of me. Okay, so let's move this out of the way, always away from whichever the side you're turning. Move it away from there. Boom, 2, and 3. And we're going to do it one more time here. And since this was already up there, what I'm doing is I'm just displacing it, taking it out. And I'm doing the same thing by saying, look, white, white, orange, and that's what I'm going to do. So now we can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and there it is. Boom. And this one, since the white is all the way on the bottom, all I'm going to do is go 1, 2. And the only thing I'm doing that for is just to get this out so that the white, I can now make it face the direction I want so I can put it in there. Now, to be honest, there's a lot of different ways that you can do these, and probably quicker. I admit, I know that, but again, this is just the least amount of memorization. So the same kind of turns. There are other moves you can do, like if you go here, here, and here, instead of, you know, here, here, and here. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just, I like to teach it one way, and then you can refine it however you want. So now we got that. The next thing we got to do is move on to the second layer, which is these middles here. Okay, and now, so now we have to get the corresponding middle pieces here. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to find the pieces that fit. So we're going to look around on the here, and the best way, I always start on look on the bottom first. I'll show you why in a second. But you always look on the bottom first, and I see I got a blue here and a red. Well, look at that, blue and red, right? So we want to take this blue and red and put it here. So how do we do that? Well, we line it up with the blue, whichever color is facing, right? You want to line that color up so you can see that. Then, depending on what, if this is red, which this is red over here, and of course it's orange over here, so we want this to go here. So we're going to move this away from there. Turn it over that way, away from there. If it was going over here, do the same this way. But we want this to go here, so we're going to move this out of the way. Now we're going to do that same move we did in the beginning a little bit. Going to turn this down. This time we're going to turn into it. And you'll see when I turn this up, see how that's now lined up? And now all I have to do is, like I showed you before, line up the whites, move this over, pull that down, drop it in, and there it is. It's in. We're going to do that several more times. Let's see what we got here. So we've got, again, green and orange. So here's orange, here's green. So this piece goes here. So that's what I'm going to do. Green and orange. Okay, so move this away. Move this side down, the one where you're putting it, and just move this back where it was. And move that back up. Now we're going to just turn this way, down, over, and then back up. There you go. That's in there. And now we have two more to go. Here's this one, the red and the green. So we're going to say red, green, here's green, here's green. And we're going to do our move. And there it is, red, green, red, green. Now we only have one left. Now the reason I say to look at the bottom first is a lot of times you'll usually find the pieces, at least one on the bottom. And then when you replace the pieces on the sides here, you're going to be removing and replacing pieces that will go other places around. So if you do it the bottom first, that way you don't have to remove pieces arbitrarily. Whereas if this piece was here but backwards, let's say, I would have to take it out and then do the steps again. So here we are, blue, orange, orange. Move it away, down, over, back up. Now we're going to put that right back in by moving that out of the way. Come on down, get in, and go on back up. And that's it, right there. So that's the second layer of the Rubik's Cube. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the bottom. And again, there's so many different ways to do the bottom, but the way I'm about to show you, I think is the easiest way, and since it's the easiest, that's my point. So, the first thing we're going to want to do is orientate. We don't care where they go yet. Unlike the top, we don't care. This is the bottom now. We just want to get all these yellow edges. That's all we want. Don't care where they go. These happen to be right, but it doesn't matter because that's all going to go out the window. You're either going to have, it's going to be like this, right, where you have 1, 2, flipped. It's going to be, you know, an even number. 1, 2 flipped here, 1, 2 here, whatever. But you're not going to have 3. You're not going to see it. So you'll always have some kind of a combination of 2 or something. So we want to get all of these. So this is the move. You want to find this. This is what you're looking for. This corner. Right here, right? L. With the same color here. L, that color. And again, remember, this is the bottom. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this over here. So we have this lot and this lot. These are the empty ones. This is what we're playing with. We don't want to mess this up. So we're going to move this down. Then this top part, we're going to move it over, move this back part over, move this back top over, back around like this, and one more time to complete it. And as you can see, we now have all of these here. Now I'll go ahead and mess it up here and show you some other cases just so you understand what I'm trying to show you. So here's one example where you have two across from each other. And in this case, I'm going to do the same kind of move where I'm going to put on, it doesn't matter if I do it this way or this way, as long as the two that are, the yellows that are on here are a top and bottom there. So then what I'll do is the same kind of move. I'll do this, move it down, this over, move the back, move this back, over, move this again back, down, back over, up, and one. All I did was do that move twice, but instead of finishing the move with one last move, I skipped it and just went back into the same move, right? So like, let me show you again. If you have it like this, one way you can do this, just so you don't have to memorize anything else, is you can just go just that, use that move I showed you. The one, the top, the back. Move the top back over, and this back over. Now as you can see, that's that pattern I was telling you about. And you're just going to repeat that step. The only difference, what I did was I cut out this movement to come back. But if you're more comfortable just doing that so you know what you're doing, go ahead and then just do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there we go. So let's say you have none on top, and like this situation right here. Again, we're just going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See, all I'm doing is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Doing the moves and then just coming back on them. And now you see we're back into this case, which again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we're back at this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. So now, I've shown you all the cases, and that's how you get these four into the proper orientation. Now we just need to put them where they belong. And as we can look at the bottom here and see, we have one here, we have one here, but these two are not correct. We are looking for a situation where only one is right. We can always get there, but what we want is one. Only one. So if I turn this and say, okay, so now I've got the blue, that's correct. But that doesn't belong, that doesn't belong, and that doesn't belong. So what do? So we line it up with just the one. If you do it with two, it's not going to work. There is another situation which I'll show you in a second. But first, here's how you do this, how you move these around, because you're going to, it's called cycling. You're going to cycle these three pieces, so they cycle it like this. And the way to do that is look at this piece and this piece, and then you want to figure out, I have an orange and I have an orange. So this orange I want over here. And this is the way I explain it. Pretend like this orange needs to go pick this guy up, right? So this guy over here is going to move down, come over, and go back up. He's going to move over again because he's still chasing that piece. But then he's like, okay, I'm ready to come home. So they drop the bridge. He rolls back two. And now, magically, boom, 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 and that. There's some other cases which I'll show you. So here's a situation where you have two that are correct here and here across from each other. And no matter how we turn it, there will always be two correct. These two, you have to have at least one. If we turn it this way, there's none correct. But once we turn it that way, again, two correct. We can't get one correct. So we have to make that situation. In that case, all you do is just the same move. Just do that one extra move. Back over and 1, 2. And now you can look and say, okay, 2, not 2. There you go. Only one. And now we can say this orange over here wants to go grab it. So we'll go down, over, and then grab it. And there it is. That's how you do the bottom cross. We're almost there, so now we just have to get these yellow pieces, these yellow corners, so that they're orientated properly. And how do we do that? That's a good question. We have one. What you want to do, any one of these that aren't correct, I want you to hold it so that you're looking, that's your bottom, and your top's back here. Okay, so you're going to hold it and see if you're yellow, you want to make sure that the right one is right here. That's corner, right? Right there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look here and you're going to say, well, where does this yellow need to go? Does it come from here or come from here? Well, it's coming from here. If it comes from here, we push this way. If it comes from here, we push this way. And this is a move called a sledgehammer. It's just a matter of which way the sledge starts. If it's here, you start it here, and here's how the sledgehammer goes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and then do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you can see this is orientated properly, but you still have these two, and this looks messed up. Don't worry about that. Watch. Now turn so this next piece is still in that same spot right there. Okay, don't, just this layer. Leave the rest the way it is. It will solve itself, I promise. Now, again, this goes here, so we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, back into you, 3, 4, yellow for more. There you go, right there. So you see that's in there. Again, still messed up because we still have one to go. So again, just this layer, only this layer. Do not move any of this. Now we're looking again. It's over here. Sledgehammer time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. All the yellows are now on the bottom, orientated properly. And if we take, you can see, all we have to do now is get these pieces into the proper place. So here's a situation on the bottom where you have two correct, but these two aren't correct. And as you can see, if there is an even number correct, then the yellow is going to be on different sides. Look, it's up here, but when I turn that, it's over here. If there is an odd number, every time you put this corner up there, the yellow is going to be facing in the same direction. So even is when you do opposites. So watch this. So I do this. So this is facing up, and I want to push it down, and then over, and then back up, and then back over. And you do that twice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. See? Now we go back here. Now you see this one's on the side. So now we're going to push it this way and back, and this way and up. This way and back, and this way and up. There you go. And again, you can see. And I just want to show you one more thing, so maybe this will help you understand a little bit. If I cycle, I can cycle this 3 times, this one corner, and it will put the yellow on different sides each time, and then eventually come back to itself. So if I do that sledgehammer move like this on a cube that's already got these corners already orientated, watch. 1, that's a 2 sledgehammer, okay? Now I'm going to do it again. 1, 2. Now it's there. Now do it one more time. 1 and 2. See, it just rotates that piece. That's all it does. Okay. There you go. Okay, so the final piece of the puzzle is getting these where they belong. And this is my favorite move. This is one that I learned later in life. I love this move. It's simple, it's easy, and it just makes everything so much. Basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna say, hey, this guy fits, right? We know this is right, but this guy's not. So we need to figure out, where does this guy go? Okay, so it's orange, but it doesn't fit here. So that tells me that that's got to go here, right? Orange and blue, orange and blue. So if this has to go there, that means this goes here and this goes here. That's the way these work. They're called cycles. 1, 2, and then diagonally. Because this one, you're not going to do anything to. You're going to leave it right there. So watch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this corner, and drop it down and say, I'm calling this the top now, just for this purpose, right? And we're going to do this bottom part 2 times. And what that does, and I pull it back up. Now you see that's gone. And it basically puts that piece right here in this corner. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this. I want that piece there, so I'm just going to do this, right? Turn that down. I'm going to slot that right in because that's where that piece belongs. And then let me go back up. Next, that last piece, that goes here. So what am I going to do? Same thing. Turn that down. 1, 2. Slot that sucker in there. And now you see 1, 2. That's empty. Where do you think that piece is? Correct. 1. 1, 2. And there you go. That's how they go. I'll show you some other cases on the bottom. So here is one way it can go also, where you have, it looks like you have some kind of a pattern. Blue, blue, red, red. And there are ways you can turn it like this and you can move the edges, but personally, that's just more memorization. I don't like memorization, so all we're going to do is follow my guideline. This piece goes here, this one goes here, and this and this and this and this. That's the way it works. This one there and that one there. So we're going to do these 2 first. Watch. Drop that down, get it out of the way. Come back up. There he is. Now, he wants to go to this home. So we'll drop that down and put him in that home. There he is. Done. Move the top again. Now that person goes where they belong. Now, because these 2 haven't been switched yet, it's still going to look messed up because these aren't where they belong yet. But trust me, once you do this and get that out of the way and say, hey, look, that guy's gone. Now let's put him where he belongs, right here. Right? 1, 1, 2, and come back up. And then we come over and do it again, and voila. That's another one of the cases that you can find. And there's one other case, and I'll show you that right now. So in this final case, you'll see that none of these are correct, and they're not diagonal. In fact, they're next to each other. So this orange and green goes here, right? And this orange and blue goes here. So we're still going to do just the exact same thing. There's no different. We're going to drop this down and move him out of the way to that corner in the back, right here. And then we're going to move this and say, hey, I want to go there, and he does. And then he comes and does the same thing. There you go. Still messed up because we still have 2 to go. And again, pull this up here so that the one that's missing is right there. Again, 1, 2. Now, the right one goes in, correct? And there you go. And that is the easiest way I know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. You're not going to win any speed competitions, but if you use this method, you can refine it and refine each step. You can figure out ways to make it faster. This is just, like I said, it's not quite like the beginner's method. It's a little bit different than what they used to put in the books, but this method will finish it, and it'll give you an idea too of how the cube actually works without having too much memorization, because that's a lot. And a lot of people who can solve this really quickly will tell you, you know, it's a lot. And not everybody wants to be a speed demon, that's all. Some people just want to be able to do it at a party and say, hey, look what I can do. So there you go. So all right, that was it. That's how you solve a Rubik's Cube. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Maybe you could teach somebody else or send somebody my way. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, donate like an extra quarter or something, like, you know, when they say you want to round up or something, do that. That's something nice. I don't know, round up. So anyway, thanks. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.